Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters. Today I thought it was the best way to approach the review of the dev stream and the 3.5 hours that just went down with a good old-fashioned good, the bad, and the you got real ugly, and it makes the most sense to approach it this way. I can't think of any other better format. I haven't done one of these in a while, so it makes a lot of sense. Now, if you enjoy this Evil Dead content, please drop a like and a comment on the video below. I answer all my comments, and of course, smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell for all Evil Dead and horror-related content. And of course, if you're looking for people to play with tomorrow when Castle Kandar drops, check out that link in the description below. That is our Discord. We have a thriving horror and Evil Dead community that we can always find a game to play with people, and which will help you avoid randoms on the update launch. Now, let's talk about the dev stream. Now, let's start with the good. And the good, there was a lot of it. And it all occurred within the first 50 minutes. And so if you saw the first hour, you saw all the good stuff. And we'll break that down. And it was multitude. So the first thing, we saw the map. And the map is gorgeous. There's great scenes, it's very large, lots of cool stuff. It's great. Absolutely love the look of Castle Kandar. And it is by far the best map in the game. And it's really, really good. So that's one. Two, we found out there is going to be some stuff that people are going to be really happy about, such as early game possession nerfs to demons. That's awesome. As well as, you know, if you're on the demon side, you're going to be happy to hear that ranged damage has been nerfed as well. So it's kind of a give and a give. So it's all right. They introduced what's called treasure chests, which are basically like supply crates, but instead of getting just a weapon and some Fs, you get those plus ammo, amulets, shemps. There's a lot of cool stuff that drops out of it. So just like a nice little care package. We also saw the new skin pack that's dropping tomorrow, which includes Arthur, Henry, and Evil Ash. And if you have the season pass, you get those skins just like the classic set for free. They also brought back the Gallant Knight as well as the S-Smart outfit that we all received as pre-orders as buyable. So you can get those as well. They're not included in the pack, but they are available for purchase. So we found out all that cool stuff. They added a new mode to the game called Exploration, which just basically seems like a walking sim, so I'm not sure it's anything to get too excited about, but it's a cool way to go and explore stuff without being heckled by demons. And finally, the last cool thing is 2 new weapons. One is the mace, which is really cool, has some amazing animations, and then the second one is the exploding arrow crossbow. So for all the Ed mains, it's awesome. And that kind of wraps up the good. Then we'll get to the bad. The bad was basically the time. Saber doesn't seem to understand that we don't want to watch 7 matches. Like, no one wants to see that. We want to see the map demoed. We want to hear about all the new stuff. And we want to hear about things that are coming along the way. But we don't want to watch 7 hours of really poor gameplay. And that is one thing they don't seem they understand, and yet after the first hour we got 2 hours and 22 minutes of awful nonsense terrible games. Now the real and finally the you got real ugly. That is breaking up into 2 parts. First part is we need a new host. I'm sorry, but I think Sahinki is a nice guy. He seems like a perfectly good person. He is an absolutely god-awful streamer. And he's just so terrible. It makes the gameplay even that harder to watch. He has no charisma. He has no remotely interesting points that he ever adds to anything, and he's just really hard to watch. And of all the talented streamers that they could have put in that place, the fact that we got him again is just a travesty. And then part 2 is Saber didn't learn their lesson. So after that god-awful dev stream with Sahinki the first time, they came out with this gigantic Reddit post saying, we know what we did. We understand. And they didn't, because all they did was they actually gave us some information, gave us hope that things were going to be better, and then they made it longer and more boring with nothing coming along the way. And at the very end, Sahinki tried to trickle some information, and Cal's like, no, we're not talking about anything else. So we didn't get any future lead in other than there's gonna be more dev streams like this, and no one wants dev streams like this because they're awful. Like, here's the thing. I worship Andy. Andy is amazing, but you can tell they basically said for 7 matches, you're going to lay up and play piss poor demon. Like, he could have easily waxed them at any time as they're just traversing around Kandar looking at stuff. Like, it was clear that his job was just to be a demon stand-in. Like, he was basically like an AI. It was like playing the AI, and it was terrible. And the matches were awful to watch. They were very slow. There was a lot of really poor gameplay. And unfortunately, all we get is Sahinki's perspective, which is terrible. Like, the dude is like watching wet paper. Unfortunately, Reddit's post seems to be completely invalidated by what we just witnessed with DevStream 2. And apparently, they're going to give us a little bit of information in the beginning, and then they're just going to bore us for 2.5 hours. I think that is the approach they're going to go with. And that looks like the mentality of a Saber Dev stream, which means they haven't learned their lesson. Unfortunately, that is the good, the bad, and the you got real ugly. Thanks for watching, and later, mates.